Alright, Gurren Laggan episode 6. Um, before we get into the recap, I want to say that, my co-host is not with me right now. We're watching this on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll has a very, very edited version of this episode, and AJ would not stand for such nonsense, so, this is going to be a solo project. For this, I'm pretty sure we're planning on watching the original version. He's going to bring his setup over so we can watch the actual discs. We tried to today, but it is, for one reason or another, his discs are either messed up or my PlayStation 4 doesn't want to read it. Alright, so that being said, intro, or recap. We start off by them finding some gunmen. They kill a lot of them. Rossio, for the first time, suggests that maybe following them back to their hideout is an easier way to find their hideout than murdering every single one they come across. And so they do that, and one of the gunmen gets them lost in a bunch of fog. And in the fog, they find this creepy old dude who points them to an onsen. And so, this is the onsen episode, which is why it's so highly edited. um, so, just like any good onsen episode, it's a recap of what's been happening so far, wants to make you like the characters that you've been with, because something's probably going to be going down soon. And, once they're in the onsen, they find out that Wolf Lady has kidnapped all of the women, and then through bunch, a bunch of edits, they have a quick fight, and Simone and Kamina release all of the girls, and the episode ends. So, what did you like? I like this episode. I do. I'm with AJ. I like the original version better. Kamina is a lot hornier in the original version. They cut out all of the pervy tendencies from the onsen episode, and they had a lot more in the recap and a lot less of the fight. It doesn't get into any of the dirty tactics. At one point, like, it shows that the dude that showed them to the onsen was on Wolf Lady's side, but then it completely cuts out the bits where he, like, gets befriended by the crew, and so it kind of goes from one part where he's like, they find him and he's all bad, and then the next time you see him he's just kind of hanging out in Gurren. This episode's got good artwork. Alright, so I guess, what did you not like? Fucking come on, Crunchyroll. You show the most boob shot in the show, like the most cleavage that the show has to offer. You left that in, but you left out all of the dirty fighting tactics that the wolf was using, and how Kamina falls for it, and Simone being the better person. And I don't know. Like, I don't like that my co-host hated this edit so much that he's gonna go home and watch the real episode and jerk off. But, like, I get it. I kind of don't want to do this episode right now either, because it's not the same. The fight isn't as good because it has no rhyme or reason. Like, nothing leads to anything else. There's no cause and effect. It's cause and cause and cause and cause and cause, and the effects kind of happen in the back, and there's no, I don't know, there's no nothing. Like, it's so edited that they had to change the title of the episode. Yeah, I guess support the official release on this one. Like, Crunchyroll and TV edits and whatever need to embrace the horniness in this. Like, Gurren Lagann isn't exactly a kids show. It's showing you dead bodies and murder at episode 2. Like, if you're okay with all of this violence and you're okay with speaking this crazy philosophy, then at least give us the fan service episode so that we can be horny bastards for a little bit after contemplating how important life is. More stuff I didn't like. Oh man. There's really not a lot beyond the edits because it's so edited. Like, they spend so much time on the recap that there's nothing to not like. Like, there's so little substance in this episode now that it's hard to talk about what I like, what I didn't like. So, spoilers? Spoilers. Viral shows up at the end to get in a big wavy dick fight. I'm trying to think if the edit is more favorable towards Kamina, which I guess if a character being too sexist is a problem for you, then the original cut will make Kamina make you not like Kamina very much. But it's, I don't know, to me, it's not a deal breaker, especially because throughout the episode in the original cut, everything that he wants is still thwarted from him, other than he gets to see Yoko naked at the end, which he still gets to do that anyway. And so it seems, I don't know, I guess they, like, seeing Yoko's boobies isn't like a reward for him in this episode, kind of like how it feels in the last one. But I don't know, you take away a lot of his jokes, you take away a lot of his personality, and it's weird to deny him his personality in his second to last episode. And yeah, spoilers, he dies like next episode, and then we get depressive arc, but I don't know. I personally like Kamina from the original cut. I think that neutering his character, both in a sexual and just neutering his character in a non-sexual way, like taking away a lot of his character bits, in the last episode that he gets to be really characterized, kinda sucks. And I'd prefer having an interesting character that some people disagree with him than having a really bland character and then immediately turning around and asking us to feel for his loss. It's weird. So I guess that's where I land on this cut, is that I guess I get it if you're trying to turn this into a kids show, but I don't think this is a kids show. I don't think it's a kids show from episode 1. And I don't think turning it into a kids show would do any sort of service to anyone, because just because I agree that kids should have better programming doesn't mean I think that we should change our programming to fit children.
What was that on?
So recap and final thoughts. So it sounds like I have my co-host back.
I was halfway home. I was so upset that I forgot that I had done laundry here, and I left my laundry. I was so upset the whole way home, and then halfway home it dawned on me I forgot my freaking laundry. Was that Crunchyroll we were watching that on?
Yeah, that was Crunchyroll.
They ruined episode 6, boys and girls. That's the cutting line. That's all the recap you need. Don't watch episode 6 on Crunchyroll. Ugh!
Yeah, I already said support the official release for this one.
Thank God. I don't even care how much crap he talked about me. We're gonna rewatch it.
Surprisingly little.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, I am angry that this episode got torn to shambles.
Oh, it got torn to pieces. Oh, let's throw in like X amount of flashbacks. I mean, there had to be
the flashbacks were there. It just didn't show the full scenes. Like it was literal flashes of the stories.
That's the thing. Like when they're talking about it, there are no flashbacks. There are no like when we watch that episode
there's still
again.
frames.
Oh no! When we watch that episode again, like we're gonna put a bet on this one, kiddo. It's like when we watch that episode again. There aren't flashbacks. I know that episode. It's one of my favorites.
No, they talk on The Rock about the moon, and then
they talk on The Rock.
And then every episode that they talk about has a bit of flashback.
But they don't talk about flashbacks in this episode. They're talking on going to the moon, and then all of a sudden you hear the girls talking, and then their ears get really big, and then there goes on a whole montage. There's no flashbacks in this episode. I'll bet money on it.
I'm pretty sure that there's like still frames and like each episode gets a line or two.
Well, we will see in 6.5.
It's an onsen episode. That's the classic. That's the thing you do in onsen episodes.
Even the title of this episode was wrong. They changed the title of the episode. That's how wrong this episode was.
So yeah, we have some pretty strong feelings about Crunchyroll's release of this particular show.
Oh, Crunchyroll, you're getting a bad review for this episode. I'm gonna keep the pimp hand strong on you. Who the hell do you think they are? It's Gurren Laggan, damn it! It's not even anything bad. Like, are we trying to keep this PG-4? Like, I'm gonna go get my laundry. God, Crunchyroll! Put it to good na!
Fucking weebs. God.
Baka!
Right? I guess I'm the one with an anime podcast. I shouldn't really be calling anyone a weeb. Alright, so I'm done with spoilers, so more things I liked, more things I didn't like. Closing thoughts. Big takeaways. So, I did remember while AJ was just shouting at my audience and the people that make this whole podcast possible, I did remember that we get to see Yoko's little hair clip have a new facial expression. Because Yoko has a little skull hair clip and its eyes of their whole the mech stinks, and so while she's like covering her nose and her eyes are closed and she's doing the classic I don't want to be by all of these professional Super Smash Brothers players. Her little hair clip, its eyes like X out and it's really unhappy. Big takeaway from the episode is censorship is wrong in just about every way. Yeah, big downer. We both, AJ and I, are pretty let down by what we just watched. But this was episode 6. We will be doing a second episode 6 with The Real Thing, so look out for episode 6.5 before episode 7. Yeah, I guess that's what we're calling it. Kind of ending today's recordings on a down.